Number 6. Lack of financial literacy. Because ignorance isn't always bliss. Let's face it, your money is playing a game of hide and seek, and you're always it. Financial literacy, more like financial illiteracy for most of us. It's the art of understanding money beyond the spend now, worry later philosophy. Think of it as the Hogwarts school of witchcraft and wizardry, but for your bank account and sadly without the cool wands or robes. Common misconceptions, the financial fables. Here's a bedtime story. Once upon a time, investing was only for the suit and tie types with more money than sense. And saving, that's what the jar under your bed is for, right? These tales are as outdated as the idea that avocados are the reason you can't buy a house. With the magic of compound interest, even the pennies lost in your couch could turn into something, given about a millennium. Improving financial literacy. Level up your money game. Leveling up your financial literacy is like upgrading from flip phone to smartphone. Suddenly, you have tools you didn't even know you needed. Where to start? Books are a good bet, yes. People still read those, watching videos on this channel, duh. Online courses, preferably free, because irony and podcasts that you can listen to while pretending to work. It's all about making money moves, or at least understanding the moves to make. Think of it as learning a new language, but instead of impressing someone at a bar, you impress your future self. 5. Failure to set financial goals. Aimlessly wandering through the financial wilderness. Welcome to the wilderness, also known as your financial future. Without goals, it's like embarking on a journey without a map, a plan, or even a clue. You might stumble upon a treasure chest, but more likely, you'll find yourself in a pitfall labeled unexpected expenses or existential dread. Let's navigate through this jungle with a bit more intention, shall we? The importance of a wish list for your wallet. Imagine your financial goals as your ultimate Spotify playlist, where every track is a milestone, debt-free vibes, down payment jams, or retirement rhythms. Without this playlist, you're just listening to the chaotic symphony of life's expenses, where the hits include random impulse buys and why did I subscribe to this? Setting financial goals isn't about chaining yourself to a spreadsheet. It's about giving your money a purpose, a direction, and maybe a bit of a pep talk. It's deciding whether you want to be the protagonist in your own success story or the cameo in your bank's profit margins. 4. Crafting your financial epic. Short-term cameos and long-term sagas. Short-term goals are the guest stars of your financial saga, important, but not the main plot. Think surviving until next payday or affording to be socially alive. They're your stepping stones, or for some, stumbling blocks. Long-term goals, they're the season finale cliffhangers. Owning a home without haunting from student loans or retiring before the age of extinction. These require patience, persistence, and perhaps a bit of a miracle, but they're what makes the journey worth it. The art of goal setting, making dreams financially awkward. Here's how to set goals without wanting to crawl into a financial hole of despair. Be unrealistically realistic. Aim high, but not so high that you're shooting for a lifestyle that requires winning the lottery. Twice. Break it down. Like any daunting task, break your goals down into smaller, less terrifying pieces. Think of them as episodes in your favorite binge-worthy series. Automate your enthusiasm. Set up automatic transfers to savings accounts for various goals. It's like tricking yourself into saving without the emotional turmoil of parting with your money voluntarily. Celebrate weird milestones, saved enough for half a sofa. That's a win. Treat yourself to something small, emphasis on small to keep the motivation alive. 3. Living beyond your means. The financial horror story you're probably starring in. Picture this. Every month, your bank account performs a vanishing act that would put Houdini to shame. Welcome to Living Beyond Your Means, the horror story where you're both the protagonist and the victim. It's like being on a diet and eating cake in the middle of the night feels great until you step on the scale. But instead of calories, we're binging on spending. Lifestyle inflation, the creeping monster under your bed. Lifestyle inflation is sneaky. It's that voice telling you, you deserve this $5 coffee every day, slowly morphing your wants into needs until you're haunted by the ghosts of impulse purchases. Remember when upgrading from ramen to actual food felt like a luxury? Now, if it's not artisanal, is it even worth eating? The trick is not to let your expenses grow with your income. It's about fighting the urge to splurge every time your paycheck gets a bump. Because let's be real, the biggest scare is realizing you're earning more, but somehow saving less. Debt. The chains that bind you. Debt is like that one friend who's fun to hang out with, but always gets you into trouble. It's all fun and games until you're trying to dig yourself out of a financial hole with a spoon. Credit cards, student loans, that shiny new car payment, they start as conveniences and morph into nightmares. The key to breaking these chains: prioritize high-interest debt, make a plan and stick to it, and maybe cut up that credit card metaphorically or literally if you're into dramatic gestures. Practical steps to escape the horror. Track your spending. It's like keeping a diary, but instead of secrets, you're writing down every time you betray your budget. Budget like it's a thriller. Allocate funds to different categories like you're planning the perfect heist. Except in this case, you're stealing from unnecessary expenses to give to your savings. Emergency fund. The plot twist you didn't see coming. Having money set aside for unexpected expenses means you won't have to dive deeper into debt when life throws a curveball. Embrace minimalism, not to the point of living in a white box, but reducing the clutter in your expenses can be liberating. Plus, selling stuff you don't need is like finding money in old jeans. 2. Common fears, the boogeyman of the financial world. Let's face the fears head on. Losing money, not knowing where to start, and the market's volatility can feel like you're stepping into a financial haunted house blindfolded. But here's a secret: even seasoned investors don't have a crystal ball. They just learn to navigate the house with fewer stubbed toes. Overcoming investment phobias. Start small. You don't have to dive into the deep end on your first day. Dip your toes with something low risk, like a savings account that actually pays interest, a rare species, indeed, or a robo-advisor that does the thinking for you. Educate yourself. Knowledge is the flashlight in the dark, spooky mansion of investing. The more you know, the less scary it becomes. There are plenty of resources that won't make your eyes glaze over. Think podcasts, YouTube channels, and books written for humans, not robots. Embrace the risk. A little risk is where the excitement happens. It's like adding hot sauce to your food. Without it, life is just bland. Remember, with great risk comes great potential for reward and, yes, the occasional heartburn. Basic investment principles for the thrill seekers. Diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket unless you want to make an omelet with your dreams. Spread your investments to reduce risk. Long-term perspective. Investing is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about watching your money grow at the pace of a critically acclaimed but painfully slow TV series. Automate contributions. Make investing as effortless as binge watching your favorite show. Set up automatic transfers and watch your investment grow in the background. 1. Letting emotions drive financial decisions. The ultimate villain in your financial saga. Emotions. Can't live with them, can't make sound financial decisions with them lurking around. They're the ultimate villain in your quest for wealth, more insidious than any market downturn or high-interest debt. They sneak up on you, whispering sweet nothings like, "Buy that, you deserve it," or "Sell everything, the market's crashing," before disappearing into the night, leaving you with nothing but regret and a lighter wallet. The emotional roller coaster, a thrill ride you didn't sign up for. Investing while emotional is like grocery shopping when you're hungry. Everything looks good, and before you know it, you're home with a lifetime supply of chips and no real food. Fear and greed are the Bonnie and Clyde of poor financial decisions, driving you to act impulsively, often with disastrous results. Fear, the ghost haunting your portfolio. Fear is that cold hand on your shoulder when the market dips, whispering, "Sell now or you'll lose everything." It's a ghost story where you're both the protagonist and the ghost, spooking yourself out of potentially profitable long-term gains because of short-term turbulence. Greed, the siren call to financial shipwreck. On the flip side, greed sings a seductive siren song, luring you with visions of quick riches. It's the get-rich-quick scheme, the "this stock will explode any minute" gamble. Greed turns investing into a casino, and spoiler alert, the house always wins. Battling the beast, strategies to keep your emotions in check. Have a plan and stick to it. Your financial plan is your sword and shield in the battle against emotional decisions. Know your goals, your risk tolerance, and your investment horizon. Write them down, tattoo them on your arm, whatever it takes to remember them when the emotional fog descends. The 48-hour rule. Feel an impulsive decision coming on? Give it 48 hours. If it still seems like a good idea, consult your plan. 9 times out of 10, you'll thank yourself later. Automate the process. Automate your investing and savings like you automate your bill payments. It's harder to make emotional decisions when the computer's doing it for you. Seek professional help. No, not that kind, though that might not be a bad idea either. A financial advisor can be a voice of reason when your emotions are screaming louder than logic. Remember, the road to riches is a marathon, not a sprint. Lace up your shoes, set your sights on the horizon, and start running. Your future self will thank you.